And good morning. It's 7:04 on this Friday, November 22nd. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Well, hello, everybody, and welcome here on a Friday morning. We welcome you to our program, and we're on the air for Wilson Bank and Trust. Trey Geisenhofer is here representing the bank this morning. Trey, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman. Thanks for having us.
Well, it's always nice to have, there's so many opportunities, or let's put it another way, there are so many people to choose from because Wilson Bank has so many employees. But we get to meet some of you once or twice a year, some a little more often. But you are vice president and office manager.
Yes, sir. Been with the bank going on 15 years now. Currently in our Mount Juliet market, but also serve Lebanon community as well.
Well, anything you want to tell us about the bank this morning before we get to another subject we're going to be talking about?
Just excited about the bank right now. A lot of great, as you mentioned, employees on with our staff, and great opportunity to be in the banking world and serve our communities. So excited about our expansion and as we've grown organically, as you know, Coleman. And
well, how long you actually been at Wilson Bank?
It'll be 15 years coming up first of next year.
You've seen a lot of expansion, a lot of growth. You could tell us quite a bit about the last 15 years.
It's hard to believe, but yes, I have been with the bank for quite a while, been blessed to be a part of a great organization that's really got a community focus. So we have seen some great expansion, a lot of opportunities presented to us in all the communities we're in.
Well, I guess as office manager, you're involved not only in seeing that the office is running on all four wheels, as we might say, but you lend money.
That is my primary focus is to lend money, yes, sir. So, but we also have a strong deposit focus with our CDs and your operating accounts. Small business community is a big part of what we do as an organization, as a community bank. So, but lending money is where our bread and butter is.
Well, I think all of our banks are community involved to some extent, but it seems that's been almost the number one priority for Wilson Bank since day one. I mean, if you work there, you're involved in the community.
We are, yes, sir. From our chamber communities to our nonprofit organizations, you can find our officers and other employees out, in the communities, boots on the ground, in habitat, those type of things. We're out and about, and that's just kind of something that we are passionate about as an organization.
Yeah, and since I'm here thinking about next week when we won't be here, and you'll be open next Friday, I'm sure, but on Thursday it's Thanksgiving, and nearly everybody closes on Thanksgiving.
That's right. We were just talking about that earlier, about our schedule for next week, and we will be open on, as they say, Black Friday, and I will be at the bank ready to help anybody who needs a little extra spending money going into Christmas. So.
But in the meantime, we've got something else and a guest that you have with you this morning. And Sarah Poss, let me say good morning to you.
Good morning.
And you work with
First Freedom Bank.
First Freedom Bank. And there's a joint effort going on, 7 of you banks. And Trey, you might get us started, and then Sarah can chime in.
Absolutely. So it's really involving around our T and community organization that was created between the 7 banks back, I believe it was around 2020 post, or right in the, on the heels of the pandemic and the tornadoes that came through our community in Wilson County and on through Putnam County, that the banks came together and decided on a program designed to help the small business community that was, really hit hard during that time frame. As we know, the world basically shut down for a while, so banks came together with an initiative to find a way to give back more into that small business community.
Well, Sarah, pick it up if you will. Those it's worth $10 to people who want to participate.
Yeah, the Bucks program is the main part of TIN Community that we do. There are $10 vouchers that we've already been giving out. And I actually think we may be out of those now. All of the banks were handing them out, and they went like hotcakes. Ours were gone almost in the first day. But that has been really popular over the years, and they can redeem those at the participating businesses from the Saturday after Thanksgiving through December 8th.
And what this means is each one of those $10, what do we call them? Not
Bucks.
All right. Each one of those is a gift from off the banks, and there's just so many of them. Each bank, I believe, contributed a certain amount of money to participate, which buys so many of them. And when they're gone, and they may be gone by now.
That's correct. Yeah, they go very fast.
But you can't use them yet. So what we want, all those that got them, they're gone unless you can talk your neighbor out of one or something. You're probably not going to get one now. But those that have them, there's a time frame for them to use them.
Yes, they can redeem them November 29th through December 8th.
So that's next Friday, I believe, Black Friday when it starts.
The Saturday after.
Okay. All right. Well, from then on until, you got a week or 10 days there?
December 8th. That should pick up 2 weekends.
Yeah, that's right. So, that December 8th is when kind of that drop dead date is on those. So, and there is a list of those participating banks, those participating businesses that you can redeem those at.
Right.
And that's on the actual book itself. There's a QR code that will bring up that list for you, or you can go to 10community.com to view those lists of companies.
I think they're probably available through a link on the Chamber of Commerce website.
That's right.
So it's no secret. You can find out. It's not that hard if you don't know who's participating. Well, good to have you with us today, Sarah Poss, and appreciate the participation of First Freedom and Trey Geisenhofer. Good to have you, of course, and we always close by saying Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. So thank you.
Thank you, Coleman.
Okay, we're about 11 minutes after the hour, and let me explain that I'm featuring I like to call this featuring Jeff Baines. Jeff Baines is our Commissioner of Public Services, and he provides a guest once a month for us. And normally that would have been yesterday, but because of the Hearthside celebration, I asked Jeff if he could send his representative this morning and let us take time for Hearthside yesterday, which we've done. And Mitchell Griffin is with us this morning, and Mitchell is the sanitation manager for the city of Lebanon. And we probably got some news to talk about because we've got a holiday coming up here. But Mitchell, first of all, good morning.
Good morning to you. Thank you for having me.
Well, glad to have you. Glad to see you. And in talking with you prior to going on the air here, I find out a little bit about your family, the Griffin family that you're part of. Been around here for quite some time, and you have an aunt whose name was Jamie Cresswell.
Yes, sir.
That she was Jamie Griffin in high school, and we graduated together.
Yes, sir. Aunt Jamie was really special.
Yeah,
she was good.
Well, glad to hear you say that. But worked for Tom Brashear, and Tom was here last week and was talking about when he started being our county planner. Jamie was at the office then, and they worked together, I guess,
many years.
She retired. Yeah,
she retired.
But anyway, your family had a place of business on South Cumberland at one time.
That's correct. Lebanon Lawn and Garden. We was there 13, 14 years, I think. Yes.
Well, now, were you were younger at that time?
Yes, sir.
How young were you then?
I was probably going through junior high into high school at that time, and then we had that and also a yard mowing business, cutting business that I kind of ran for Daddy and stuff. So.
Well, how did you get to the city of Lebanon?
I was working in Gallatin for 19 years, and then I just wanted out of the drive down 109. It's pretty, I think everybody agrees with that.
We could understand it even better today. But
yeah.
But what'd you do there?
I was a shipping receiving manager up there at automotive facility in Gallatin for 19 years. Closer
to home, and I guess the opportunity presented itself with the city of Lebanon at that time.
Yeah, I was very fortunate to get on with the city. It's been a very good thing for me.
Well, you done the same thing all along, or?
Well, I actually started in the water department. I was at the water department for about a year, and then this opportunity at the sanitation came up, and just with my background in management stuff, I got the position.
Oh, I guess you enjoy what you're doing.
Absolutely, it's a really good job at the city, and my crew. I've got a good crew there that work with me that makes it very nice.
How many people you have under you?
We've got a total of 16, but we've got 13 CDL operators that come in, and then we run about 6 to 7 trucks daily. and then we have, we deliver carts, and we have another driver that picks up like the ADA services for people that are not able to pull their carts out to the curbs. If they give us a doctor's statement, basically, we'll go to the curbside or to their house actually and pick their cart up for them, like they did in the old days. Yeah. I guess everybody did that back 10, 15 years ago. That's how it all was done. But
well, I hope that not only your department but your people, even individually, are appreciated, because it's not a job that everybody wants. Sometimes it's sort of an entry-level job that people can work their way into something else, perhaps. But I have found over the years that the sanitation department of the city does a great job, and I think all of us who live here appreciate having. It's free in one way. It's part of our taxes. If you want to look at it in another way, we are paying that through our property tax, but we don't have to pay any extra for garbage pickup. And that's wonderful.
That's correct. And there's not many cities that do that now.
And I know that it's been considered
it is.
To be done away with, or to private business could take it over.
Yeah.
But really, to me, it's just one of the nice little perks for living in the city of Lebanon.
That's correct. As you know, all the people that's moving into the city of Lebanon, when they call to set up their trash services, they are surprised to find out that there is not a fee for that, a separate fee, like say it's in your property taxes and stuff, but there's not a separate fee.
Well, I meant to do this before the break, but because of holiday, we're going to have a different, a little bit altered schedule for not only Thanksgiving, but Christmas and New Year's. So just stay with us through the break. We'll talk about that when we come back. Mitchell Griffin, my guest here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank our friends at Absolute Kubota. They'll help you rent the right tool for the job. The Kubota Orange Rental Program makes it easy to rent the right equipment. Stop by Absolute Kubota, check out the U35 excavator or the SVL 75 compact track loader, 1506 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still up there wrapping up that wreck in Robertson County. It's had traffic really slow, 65 southbound, coming down from Portland there around the 104 mile marker in Robertson County this morning. Southbound's a mess. Still a bit heavy over here from some earlier problems we had on 40 westbound as you come through Donaldson. That's made it slow from, Hermitage into Donaldson on 40 westbound. Keep that in mind if you're coming in from Wilson County. 24 has been in good shape so far westbound up through the Antioch area in from Murfreesboro. Whether you need a new roof repair, roof inspection, hey, anything going on with your roof, call these guys, independent roofing specialists. Check out irsroofs.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Christmas, Tennessee's largest, longest-running, and most affordable drive-through light and music show is back. We're talking 3 million lights spanning a 2.5-mile route, all synchronized to some of your favorite Christmas tunes. After the lights, Santa's Village is loaded with food and fun, a petting zoo, pictures with Santa, even a helicopter ride above the lights. Take the short drive out to the Wilson County Fairgrounds to make some Christmas memories that will last a lifetime. Open 5 p.m. nightly through January 4th. More info at thedancinglightsofchristmas.com. Family owned and operated for over 15 years.
Gregory Dental Group in Lebanon is in a new location, 1746 West Main in Lebanon, across from Sports Village. Gregory Dental Group offers cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on a compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs.
No insurance? No problem. Call about the discount plan. Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322.
We continue here on a Thursday morning. My guest is Mitchell Griffin, his Sanitation Department Director for the City of Lebanon. And I believe you said you have 13 people. Does that include you?
No, 16 total. It's 13 CDL operators.
Oh, okay. I stand corrected. 6. But here I was thinking when you said that I mean, I don't know anything about this, and that's obvious, I guess. But to me, to have a sanitation department for a city as big as Lebanon with 44,000 people and how we are so spread out, and I suppose if there's a residence way down 109 or wherever.
Yes, sir.
If you look at the map of Lebanon, we kind of followed the highway some when we did some annexing.
Yes,
so
for sure.
We're kind of all over.
We are.
I think we were kind of in a war with Mount Juliet back years ago to see who could annex the most. Anyway, to get to the point, you're doing all of this with 13 people who pick up garbage and 3 others of you two who take care of the sanitation.
That's correct. We're actually the only department that every week goes to every residence in the city of Lebanon, if you think of it that way.
How about that?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your holiday schedule here, because that's probably the most important thing. It's good to talk about what we do here and all of this, but people need to know that, of course, next Thursday is Thanksgiving, and Thanksgiving is a holiday, and you get off, and people that work with you get off.
That's correct.
So there's no garbage pickup, so what do we do?
That's correct. There will be no garbage pickup on Thursday on Thanksgiving, and I wanted to come on and just remind everybody, because, Coleman, you know, if like you set your trash out every Wednesday, it's a routine for you, right? Then when you go to change that schedule, it gets confusing to people, I guess, or they, but on Thanksgiving we'll be off that Thursday, and then so basically we're just moving everything down a day. We'll pick up our normal routes that would be Thursday. We'll pick that up on Friday. The normal routes that would normally be picked up on Friday will be picked up on Saturday.
Okay. All right. Now let's move to Christmas. Of course, that's a little over a month away, but Christmas Day is Wednesday, the 25th.
That's correct. So and we basically do the same thing there. That Wednesday we'll be off. We get Christmas Day off, and then we'll move the routes down a day. Wednesdays will be picked up on Thursday. Our Thursday routes will be picked up on Friday, and then our Friday routes will be picked up on Saturday. And I will say during that time, we will pick up extra trash. We normally do every year. If you have people have families in, Christmas and wrappings and cardboard and all that's throughout the household that won't fit in your trash cans, that day, and people will have extra that are on the outside of the cans. We'll come back through and pick that up for you.
All right. Most people will remember this, I guess. If Christmas is on a Wednesday, New Year's is going to be.
That's correct.
It's always a week apart. So is New Year's pretty much the same as Christmas?
Yes, sir. It'll be the same. Like you said, New Year's falls on a Wednesday, and then we'll rotate the routes down a day, so that the Wednesdays will be picked up on Thursday, and again the Thursday on Friday, and the Friday on Saturday again.
So you're just everything just is going up,
just moves down,
moving up.
Yep.
Now, as far as the people, those 13 people you have, do you have much turnover that you have to worry about?
We did. A couple years ago, but we've got a good crew now. That's a stable crew. I tell you, Coleman, they take pride in their routes, and if you go through and you run that same route every day, you get to know the people that's on your route, right? And then we had a lady call in actually a couple weeks ago. One of the drivers kind of interacted with one of their young kids, and it made his day. I mean, it was just, he was there waiting for the school bus. The driver come through in one of those big automatic arms and kind of waved at him with the automatic arm, and he was just made his day. He was tickled.
Yeah. Well, it's in some ways, it's almost a thankless job, and especially if you're running late or you miss a day, and that reminds me of something else we could talk about for a moment. As far as your trucks go, there's no guarantee they're not going to break down at some time.
We deal with that weekly. Actually, I've got 3 trucks down right now, in which kind of another point I wanted to make is, we ask everybody to put their carts out at 6 a.m. And even though you normally might get picked up at 9:30 every Wednesday, say, but if we have a truck breakdown and we have to send a different truck over there, well, you may not get picked up till 1 o'clock that day, or you might get picked up at 6:10 a.m. So we ask everybody to get their carts out at 6 o'clock or the day before, so that, if the driver comes earlier than what you normally expect, your cart's out there. So
Okay. You've got about 4 reminders here, and that's one of them. Have your carts out by 6 a.m. What's the next one?
Well, with the automated trucks that we got, these claws come out of the arm, and so we need 5-foot clearance around that trash cart. So if you've got your cart right up next to the mailbox or to a car, we're not able to reach out and pinch that cart and to dump it. If we was, we'd take your mailbox out, or we don't want to do that. And so, but we ask that everybody has a 5-foot clearance around the cart, so when the truck comes in, they can reach that arm out, pinch the cart, and grab it without hitting anything or damaging anybody's property.
Well, the city had to make a little investment there, I guess. I don't know how long we've had those, but are most of them with that arm that does that now?
Yes, sir. We run 2 days a week. We run what we call the rear loader, where two guys still ride on the back of the truck. And it actually the city just purchased a mid-size automatic truck that we're running today, our first route with it, to test to see if we can actually do away with the rear loader altogether, and this mid-sized truck can go into the places that the bigger trucks can't, to where we're having to run the rear loaders at. Okay. So we're running a trial with it today, as a matter of fact.
So you're kind of always wanting to advance or do things better if you can.
It's like everything. Everything becomes automated.
All right. Okay. Have your carts out by 6 a.m. Have a 5-foot clearance around the carts, and what's the next one?
So with the gripper that comes out and grips it, we ask that the wheels of the cart are facing towards the house, not towards the road, because what happens is if the wheels are towards the road, the lid is towards the truck, and what happens is when that gripper grabs it, it'll break that lid off a lot of times, or if that lid gets caught up in that gripper, it'll actually drop the whole cart into the back of the truck, and we'll have to go and replace your cart. We'll give you a new cart if that happens. But so that gripper is designed to grab it from the front of that cart, so that it can pick it up and dump it easily without damaging the cart in any way.
Okay, and the last reminder, the last rule we want people to be aware of.
Yeah, so we only collect household garbage or trash, like landscaping and leaves and that sort of stuff, or biohazardous material, paint and stuff. We cannot take to the landfill that we dump on. So it's not really the city saying that the sanitation cannot pick that up. The landfill that we dump at does not allow us to dump there. Mm-hmm. So it's just, your kitchen items, your just household trash that you would normally throw away is all that we ask to be put into the carts. Okay.
Well, everybody be reminded again. I'm sure this has been mentioned before, but,
yes, sir.
But that's why you said reminder.
A reminder, yes, sir. We just like to remind, and we, of course, we've got so many new people coming into Lebanon that's starting trash service with us. It's not even refresh for them; it's new to them, I guess. So we'd like to let everybody know.
Are you looking for new employees?
My staff's full right now. We've got everybody for my budget. The people that I'm allowed, I'm full. And I hope I stay that way. It makes everything run much smoother when.
Well, do you pretty much prepare the budget, and you present that?
So I have to help put together a budget every year, and it, just like every other department, it'll go in front of the city council and the mayor for approval. I don't get everything I ask for all the time, but I get what I need. We get what we need.
The trucks. How new are these with the what do you call this gadget?
It's the gripper, the arm, the automated arm that goes out.
How new are they?
They're in the last 2 to 3 years, the city's probably purchased 4 trucks. And even though that these trucks are newer, they take a beating at the landfill, and they still tear down. But they're nice trucks, and they're not cheap trucks either. They're expensive.
Well, Mitchell, it's really nice to have you here this morning, and appreciate, I think all of us, especially if we live here any length of time, appreciate what you do. The garbage collection that the city provides as part of our from our tax revenue. And here again, you just depending on that, on the taxes that are paid, your little portion out of that to operate your whole department every year.
Yes, sir.
And hopefully it can stay that way. I know for one, I appreciate it, and I'm going to say too. I think you have some. Basically, you have nice, courteous people who, and I'm sure you insist on that.
Yes.
But it's nice to wave at them as they come by and show our appreciation.
Thank you. We appreciate that, Coleman.
Well, nice to have you with us today. And again, next week, Thanksgiving, Thursday is the holiday. Pickup will be Friday, and then Friday's pickup will be Saturday.
That's correct.
And then on Christmas and New Year's, Wednesday's the holiday. Pickup will be Thursday that would have been Wednesday, and then Thursdays will be Friday, and Fridays will be Saturday.
That's correct.
That's the big word this morning. And once again, Mitchell Griffin, thanks for being with us. We'll see you again one of these days.
Thank you, Coleman. I appreciate it.
That is part one of Coleman and Company, and we hope you'll keep it right here for more. FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks to our friends at Bates Ford and the low price tire guarantee on all tires every day. Up to 30 days after the sale, there'll be any competitor's pricing on the tires they sell. Bates Ford has a brand new location. Have you checked it out? It's big and it's beautiful. I want to invite you to stop on by 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. Still see some pretty good delays north of Nashville on a wreck that happened earlier up near Portland on 65 southbound at the 104 mile marker in Robertson County. It is crawling down through there on 65 southbound right now in that section of Robertson County approaching the 104 mile marker. Still some volume over here, but it's moving better on 40 west as you come from Hermitage through Donaldson right now, trying to get past the airport. Hey, pre-order your holiday feast now at Princess Hot Chicken, fried turkey, green bean casserole. It's delicious. Check it out at princesshotchicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Be thankful you slept through the night and witnessed another sunrise.
Be thankful you have food to eat today. Be thankful you have another day to be kind and share a smile wherever you go.
Don't fret about yesterday and don't worry about tomorrow, but enjoy the day the Lord has given you. Enjoy this Thanksgiving season and be thankful. Happy Thanksgiving.
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmensholler at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team 443-3130.
Good morning, Wilson County. This is Jordan Davis
and Elise Ingram
from the Wilson Central FFA chapter, here to share with y'all what's going on in FFA this week.
Monday kicks off Ag Literacy Week, where FFA members around the country make an effort to engage and teach elementary school students about agriculture and FFA.
The members of the Wilson Central FFA officer team will be going to elementary schools this week and reading to classes of students to teach how agriculture impacts them.
Make sure to keep up with Wilson Central FFA on our Instagram and Facebook. Have a great day.
We'll have partly cloudy skies this morning, turning mostly cloudy by the afternoon. Remains on the cool side, highs in the upper 40s. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the lower 30s. Then partly cloudy on Saturday, highs back in the lower 50s. This weather forecast brought to you by Walker Auction and Realty, professional auction and real estate services. Get top dollar for your home, land, or personal property. Log on to MikeWalkerAuctions.com. They know auctions. With your Severe View forecast, I'm Drew Richards.
It's worse than the kidney stones. Always. The stent hurts worse.
We continue here for a Friday morning. Thanks for joining us. And Fridays at this time, we feature the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. We just got Miss Judy today. Judy Cox is with us and a story to tell, I guess. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. We need to talk about Medina for a moment.
Well, I haven't heard from her this morning. I assumed she would be texting me going, are you up? Are you on your way? Don't be late, blah, blah, blah. But I hope the pain pill worked and she's sound asleep is what I hope. But she had, she's got kidney stones and gallstones. So they took the stones out of one kidney yesterday, and they'll wait 2 weeks and then take the other stones out of the other kidney, then wait 2 weeks and take her gallbladder out.
Boy.
So she's got, during the holidays, she said, Merry Christmas to me.
And yet she's still trying to do a little business.
Oh, yeah. Her husband had to take the phone away from her when they got ready to wheel her out yesterday. So he said, give me the phone. And she's still trying to text on the way out.
Well, our regular listeners know, but if you are not a regular, Judy Cox is part of the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. They're located at 1330 West Main in Lebanon. Great people, great service, people you can trust. And Medina is here just about as much as you are, but she won't be for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I think I'm going to kind of tell her just to rest up. Of course, she thinks she'll be popping back Monday morning, but we'll see. I told her just to rest for the weekend.
Well, what else you got for us?
Well, of course, we've always wanted listings. She's got one that we've got to go to today to get ready in Smyrna, a 3-bedroom, 3-bath home right there on the edge of Jefferson Pike. So it's on kind of the Wilson County side of Smyrna, so it's not far away. But we'll be getting that one ready for the market. And, of course, we've got condos in Five Oaks. We've got farms. We've got lots in Lake Tansy and in the resort areas. We've got a little bit of everything. So whatever you're needing, we've got them all the way from $350,000 all the way up to $2 million. So we've got all kinds of prices. But what I wanted to remind everybody today is about the letters to Santa, because I know school's going to be out today and kids will be home. So grandparents, ask your grandkid, have they sent their letter to Santa? And they just need to write the letter, put their name on the top of the page, and the school the school teacher that they have. Now, this is open to homeschoolers also, because you homeschool in private schools. If you go to get educated in Wilson County, you're open for the Santa letters. And our office is at 1330 West Main, and just drop them by. We got a gigantic Santa Claus mailbox there, and it's got a big sign that says, put your letters here. So make pictures of your kids putting their letters in and send them to us, and we'll put them on the website and everything. But the kid that Santa draws, they will get $150 for themselves cash, and their teacher will get $150. So we want to make sure that way the teacher can use that money for the classroom. So those letters need to be in. I think Santa will draw those on December the 23rd. So we need to get those letters in. Do that. And then the other thing is the Christmas lighting contest. Yeah. Now, it's called Evie's Christmas Lighting Hunt. Christmas Light Hunt. So we want to make sure that you enter that. You have to have a house in Wilson County. It can be in the city, Mount Juliet, Watertown, and you just go to the website, Evie's Lights Hunt. And if you go to that, you can register there, and you just register your house, your address, and then you'll go by the 24 place, and they will give you a sign to put in your yard that says you're part of the contest. And that way the judges will be judging all the way up till December the 21st. So you can start registering November the 29th through the 21st for the lighting contest. And they've got a lot of prizes. It's over $5,000 worth of prizes, and it's a lot of categories. Let me see here. I was going to tell you the first place winners, there's like 5 or 6 categories. So the first place winners will all receive a 1-year membership to the Jimmy Floyd Family Center. And the other prizes will be a 4-day staycation to Whitetail Ridge. It's an Airbnb, and it's worth $1,600. And then there's $1,300 will be to the second and third place winners in all the categories. So we want to make sure that you get out and do that. In some of the categories, you think, well, it doesn't matter if you got a small amount of lights or if it's a big house with a lot of lights. It doesn't matter. There's just different categories. There'll be a first, second, third place overall. Then there is the Creative Christmas Award, and there's an in-sync Christmas. You know, a lot of the houses have where you drive up and hear the music and they're in sync. There'll be a category for that. Then there's a Christmas Spirit Award, and there's Going the Distance, who's got the one that's the furthest out. And then there's the Master of Lights Award. And what's so good about this is once you register, they're going to fix a map, and you can get online and throw the kids in the car and say, let's go look at Christmas lights. Well, then you're always like, wonder where they're at. Well, they're going to fix the map where you can follow the map and go as long as you want to go in the city or in the county, and you can just follow the map and see all the Christmas lights, which will make it really nice. So we're looking forward to that.
All right. Well, in the meantime, CND team, exit Rocky Top Realty, 1330 West Main. You want to say it, or for Medina, you want me to? Why don't you say it? So she always closes by saying.
She says, don't make a move without us.
All right.
And I hope she's feeling better this morning. And thank you for everybody, all the text and prayers yesterday. They were really appreciated.
And we'll see you in 2 weeks.
That's right. We get a day off.
That's
we
right.
never get a Friday off, do we?
See you in 2 weeks.
I might just show up. See you later.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Judy Cox, C&D team, exit Rocky Top Realty. We're 21 before the hour, and this morning my guest is here for part 2, and the gentleman's name is Paul Ranke. He is here representing Hillwood, and we're going to find out what this is all about. So, Paul Ranke, good morning.
Good morning. How you doing, Coleman?
I'm doing well. It's good to see you.
Thanks for having me on.
Let me just start by asking, who is Hillwood?
Oh, well, that's a great place to start. Before we get into that, though, I have to get this out of the way because I think this comes up every time I'm meeting somebody new. I'm an Alabama fan. I understand you're a Vandy fan. My tail is between my legs right now coming to you.
Oh.
So I understand the situation I'm in here. Listen. But congratulations to your Commodores having a great season.
Doesn't happen very often. But to add insult to injury or whatever, not only did Vandy do it, UT did.
Look, the state of Tennessee owns the state of Alabama these days. But let's talk about something else, though.
All right, Hillwood.
Yeah, great question. Look, I could give you the long, boring answer about who Hillwood is, Coleman, but I don't want you to lose any listeners. So I'm going to give you the punchy, good response to that. Hillwood is a family-owned business that is built on family values, right? And we deliver projects to support communities and the economies in which they're built, right? So let me just elaborate on that a little bit. When I say family values, right, I'm talking about things like you would talk to your family about over the dinner table at night, right? Character and integrity, honesty, trust. Those things are uncompromising to us at Hillwood, and they are reflected in every single project that we deliver.
All right, let me ask, if I could, about you just a little bit. How long have you been with Hillwood, and what do you do?
Well, good question. So I've joined Hillwood a little over 3 years ago now, and my father-in-law reminds me quite often that it's the single best career move I've ever made in my life. And I'm not just saying that because I know my boss is going to listen to this later, I promise you. But I mean that in every sense of the word, is that the men and women that make Hillwood who they are, that I have the pleasure of working with every single day, carry those same family values in everything that they do. And so specifically what I do for Hillwood is I'm the development director. So once we've identified some property that we like and we think we want to pursue, that's when I get engaged to start analyzing the site, understanding what it's about, how we go about securing it, and then if we're successful doing that, then I also see it all the way through to completion. So any project that you would see for us here in Wilson County, specifically the one we're going to talk about here in a minute, I will be attached to that from now until it's done. So long as Hillwood will have me.
Okay, so you're really here to talk about the Bluebird Business Park, and we're talking about a potential place out in the Tucker's Crossroads area.
Yes, sir.
Bluebird Road, I believe, just south of I-40 there, and so many acres that's under consideration. So what is the Bluebird Business Park?
Yeah, well, what I'm going to start with is what it is not.
All right.
And I'm going to start with that because there's a lot of misconceptions about what our proposal is. It is not factories and smokestacks and toxic chemicals and waste, and it's not a quarry. It's none of these crazy things that sometimes people get a misconception about when they hear the word industrial. Bluebird Business Park, our proposal, is a unique opportunity for Wilson County, and it's unique from the standpoint of all the different components that come into it. This is, I refer to it as a mixed-use project because it's not just about what our core product is. It's about so many other things, and those elements, those ingredients of this proposal have all been shaped by the community We've reached out to this community so much over the last year through door-to-door canvassing. We've knocked on over 150 doors out in this community, Coleman. We've been engaged in local civic clubs. We've attended the FFA ham breakfast and been a sponsor there. We've joined the chamber. We've hosted community meetings, right? We are meeting local business owners. We are meeting people where they are, because without the community and without the community feedback and input, we're not successful. And so that community has told us several good things, and I'll touch on three major ones right now. The first thing that we heard loud and clear was about the agricultural heritage of Wilson County. And so we want to honor and preserve and protect that. 25% of this property is going to be retained and protected for agricultural purposes. That's 352 acres. That's 265 football fields. It's a sizable amount of land. Not only is it just going to be preserved and protected through zoning for agriculture, we decided, hey, how do we take that a step further and actually put that into production? So that led us to conversations with University of Tennessee Institute of Agriculture and the Tennessee FFA Foundation. UTIA has committed to doing research and education on that 25% of the property for forestry research, beef cattle research, and they want to do those things through partnerships with local farmers, right? So the local farmers out in this community have an opportunity to be part of the future research in agriculture for Wilson County and the state of Tennessee. The second thing we heard loud and clear from this community, and it was frankly a shocker to me, was that there are so many people out here that still don't have access to clean, healthy drinking water. Now, wells may work from time to time, and they may well work for some people, but it's 2024, and Wilson County is, if not the most affluent, one of the most affluent counties in the state of Tennessee, and there's still people out here that don't have access to public drinking water. So we're extending 7 miles of water lines into this community. Only 3 miles of that is what's necessary for our project, but we're going to do an additional 4 to service the rest of the area. The third thing we heard loud and clear from people out there was that they miss having a gas station and convenience store out here. The BP that was on the north side of the interstate exit that blew down during the tornado and was never returned. So many people have told us, man, I've got to go into town to get gas, to get a gallon of milk, loaf of bread, whatever it might be. We really miss having that out here. So that, again, we decided, well, let's zone the first corner of this property, the first 71 acres of this property for retail, community-oriented services. 71 acres of this property, not for our use, for community-oriented retail. Again, we could have stopped there, and we said, no, how do we actually put action behind that? So that led us to conversations with Hal Bone. And I'm sure you probably know Hal, and if folks don't know Hal, you're probably familiar with the Bone family.
Right.
His character and their morals, their family values are completely aligned with Hillwood's. We share the same values. We share the same integrity. So we knew that was an instant partnership right there. He is a resident out in this area, sees the merits of this project, and is committed to delivering that gas station and convenience store to this community. So again, all these elements are shaped by the community, right? And it's a reflection of what the community has asked us for.
All right, got to interrupt here and say Paul Rinke is my guest with Hillwood, and we're going to take a break right here, and we've got more in a moment on Coleman & Company, FM 98.9.
Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford and the Lifetime Brake Pad Guarantee. With the purchase of a brake service, replacement brake pads will be provided at no cost for as long as the customer owns the vehicle. Bates Ford, 1780 Franklin Road. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Good morning. We've had nothing but problems, and it's still a problem. 65 southbound in Sumner County this morning north of Millersville on an accident that's being cleared. This is why it's so slow coming in from Robertson County into Sumner County on 65 southbound. They crashed around the 103 mile marker. This wrecks over to the side, 24 westbound at Harding Place, but it's got traffic a little slow here in Antioch. Hey, pre-order your holiday feast now from Princess Hot Chicken. Fried turkeys, green bean casserole. It's so delicious. Check it out at Princess TexasHotChicken.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Save time and money with a business account from Wilson Bank and Trust. Our great account benefits help you grow your business with online and mobile banking. No monthly fee for bill pay and low monthly balance requirements. You'll enjoy easier record keeping and tax reporting when you open a business account to keep your business expense separate from personal too. A business account helps preserve your personal liability protections from business obligations. Wilson Bank and Trust is here to get you there. Visit us at any of our 30 office locations across Tennessee or go online at wilsonbank.com. Member FDIC.
This is Sean Dozier. Harshside Senior Living is celebrating our 30th anniversary in November. Harshside is a legacy ministry serving generations of senior adults throughout our community. When I walk through the doors daily, talk with the residents, and see firsthand the dedicated employees, I am reminded of the sacrifice of those who made Harshside what it is today. For more information about our independent or assisted living communities, visit harshsideliving.com.
All right, thanks for joining us. Our final segment here of Coleman & Company on this Friday morning. Paul Rinke with Hillwood and the Bluebird Business Park that we're talking about this morning, proposed out in the Tucker's Crossroads area. And you talked about local commitments, I think, that's being proposed. Anything else to be said about that, or we want to move on to this water access thing some more?
No, I think, again, the commitments that I've shared with you so far, Coleman, again, are just a direct reflection of what the community has told us they want, but it's also supportive of all the values that we stand for, right? These commitments are things that we are going to deliver day one, right? So the water line extensions and ag preservation areas, bringing in UT, all of that, I want everybody to understand, is our first priority. We're delivering those community commitments before our first building is ever allowed to have a certificate of occupancy and before that first tenant is ever allowed to operate. So community commitments come first.
Will warehouses be visible from neighboring properties?
So we get that question a lot too, right, Coleman? That's a good one. Look, the 352 acres of agricultural preservation area alone touches 50% of our neighbors. So immediately, 50% of our neighbors are buffered by 266 some odd football fields, right? In addition to that, there's a 400-foot wide TVA easement that runs along one edge of the property line. That's an immediate 400-foot wide buffer to some of our neighbors. We have also promised to double the county's building setback requirement. The county allows buildings to be 50 feet off of a property line. In our case, we're doubling that to 100 feet. The closest house from our studies currently to any one of our buildings is going to be over 3 football fields away. So layer in all of the dense vegetation and woods that are out there? No. We're going to be so well insulated and isolated, and that's our intent. Again, we heard from the community that says, hey, I'm worried about seeing your lights. I'm worried about seeing your buildings. I'm worried about hearing your cars and your trucks. We have brought ourselves inward to eliminate that concern.
How long would it take to complete this project?
Well, 1,400 acres, big site, Coleman. That's going to take a while. That's a lot to chew on. Conservatively, we're saying 15 to 20 years. And again, I think there's another misconception out there that sometimes people think as soon as this is approved, all these buildings are going to pop up the next day. This is going to take a long time, right? And like I mentioned, the very first thing we're going to do is focus on the water line extensions and these other community commitments before our first building ever comes online. The progression of this project, too, obviously is going to be driven by market conditions, right? Market demand, our ability to bring in quality, high-end businesses and companies to this business park. But there'll be a lot of land that's being left undeveloped that we're going to put to use for farming activities. We do this a lot of times. All places, like I've got another project similar size to this, doing this currently, where we've got a lot of land. We build one building at a time, or two maybe at a time, and the land that is not being built on, we partner with local farmers to say, hey, you guys please use this land, put that land to use, make it productive while we're not developing it.
Now, up to 15, 20 years to complete, but does that mean that the site will be non-operational all that time?
No, right. I mean, like I just mentioned, the portion of the property that is not being developed on will be active with farming activity, right? And look, the Neals, they lease 500 acres of this property today to run cattle on. We welcome them, and we have invited them to continue to do that on this land, right? We also invite them to partner with the University of Tennessee on their research opportunities, right? The University of Tennessee, the state's institution, says, I want to do beef cattle research here. There's a seat at the table for the Neals if they want to be the beef cattle portion of that research to promote the agricultural future of Wilson County and the state of Tennessee. So no, the land that is not being developed will still be active and put into use.
Can you provide more details around the $20 billion impact? And we're talking about well, just explain as best you can what exactly that means. $20 billion impact.
Yeah, 20 billion with a B, right? Yeah,
right.
Yeah. You almost said million there. I was like, no, it's a B. Look, I need to caveat this by making sure everybody knows the numbers and facts and figures that we have here and that we're sharing with people. Those come from an economic consultant that is the Wilson County's preferred economic consultant. We didn't bring in our own consultant to do this analysis, right? The first phone call was to Wilson County to say, hey, who do you use? Who do you trust? Who's done plenty of studies for you? And they directed us to this firm. The next conversation we had with this firm was to say, be conservative. Be conservative with your numbers. So all these facts and figures are conservative. The $20 billion economic impact generally is explained like this. That's the general flow of money into Wilson County's economy as a result of this project. And that means a bunch of different things. Specifically, that means 3,400 direct jobs, good quality jobs for this county. 40% of Wilson County wakes up every morning and goes where? Outside of Wilson County to work. The unemployment rate here is under 3%, right? It's 2 or 3%, very healthy. Those two things combined tell me Wilson County needs more job opportunities to retain its citizens in Wilson County. Why can't Wilson County residents work in Wilson County too and get a good job? We offer that. The property taxes is another big part of this. That site today currently is generating $27,000 annually on property taxes. That's nothing. On 1,400 acres, our project, when fully built out, will generate over $3 million of property taxes annually. $3 million. $1.5 million of that, Coleman, goes directly to the schools, right? So $1.5 million annually of property taxes going directly to the schools, of which we are not going to burden, right? Our product does not put another single additional child in the school system. We pay for all of our own infrastructure. We pay for all of those things ourselves. That additional property tax value is purely additive to Wilson County's economy.
You've evidently done an extreme amount of a study on this. I mean, with all the facts, all the numbers that you are throwing out to us here. And in fact, I have a booklet that was prepared that talking about the economic impact. And just as you mentioned there, just property tax alone, just over $27,000 currently being paid, with an annual distribution at full build out of just over $3 million.
That's right.
Which is quite a lot, and that's just
conservative.
Yeah, that's just one thing. Of course, the water thing that you talked about earlier. How has that resonated with people you've talked to?
Well, it's good. I appreciate you asking that question. So there are a number of residents that live out there that have told us some really heart-wrenching stories about their current situation, about how they go about getting their water today. And look, everybody's story is not the same, right? There are people out there that have also told us, we don't need that water. We don't want it. Our situation is just fine. There's a difference between wanting it and having the option to access it. we're providing the option to access it. And folks that say they don't want it because either A, they don't live on that property, or B, their current situation is just fine, to me, does not supersede the opinions of the people that live out there who do need this water, who do rely on it, right? So, again, I think this is highly impactful for this community out here. It's Wilson County. It's 2024. People should have access to reliable, healthy drinking water.
Well, I'm sure we've generated some thought, and there may be some people, certainly those who live in the area who would be directly affected, might have some questions for you. I don't know, but if anybody wanted to contact you, Paul, just for some information, would you entertain?
Please,
would you be happy to talk with them?
If I have another minute, I'd love to talk on that. Yes. So we have a website, bluebirdroaddevelopment.com. bluebirdroaddevelopment.com. I encourage everybody to go to it. It has all the facts and figures of this project. It has everything that I've just said here today. If you hear anything different from what I've said or what's on that website, I'm here to tell you right now, it's not true. And I would encourage everybody to reach out to me. We have a contact form on that website. My personal information is also on that website, my cell phone, my email. You call, text, email me anytime with any questions. We are open books. I also want to say one last thing before I let you go. I want to thank all of our supporters who have supported us in this project, and there are many, many supporters. You don't know how much we appreciate you. Please show up to our December 16th hearing at County Commission next month and let your voice be heard.
All right, and we are out of time, but one more time, to your website is the place to start here, and that's
right.
To give us that one more time.
bluebirdroaddevelopment.com.
All right, bluebirdroaddevelopment.com. Paul Reinke, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
And that's going to do it. Have a nice weekend till Monday. I wish you a fantastic day.